Bullshit. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to this afternoon. Yeah, man. Post-game reaction show here on the 95 North Sports Machine. I am your host, Berto, joined by Antoine Smitty Smith and Chris Tip Moore. Man, fellas, man, what a game. What a game. Falcons coming off a 14-day layoff, with the bye being in place. Have had time to really assess the offense, have had time to assess the defense, and today's actions spoke more volumes on the defense and their fixing than it did the offense. But needless to say, we'll get into all those details. Falcons dropped this one 17-13 to the LA Chargers, man. Tough game, tough motherfucking game. But, man, Chris, bro, what you say? Because you see me going through it, bro. You see me going through it right on the live reaction, man. It was crazy, man. It was crazy.
She driving in a coffee store.
Your hair look nice.
What's up, Joy?
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Doing good, good.
Man, every day is a great day, regardless.
We doing better than you look like, because you look like you pissed.
That I've never seen. First of all, let me just say this, and I think I tweeted it out. Cool. First of all, Cool should have never been kicking. When he entered the field, he was limping, so he should have never even been activated. Because it's evident that he's hurt. That's one thing. The second thing is I want Kirk Cousins off my team. I'm sorry.
Don't get no tougher than that.
He's made this team look worse in the last 3 games. He's not producing anything. There's no reason why we should be making 7 points here, 10 points here. The game was in our hands. We had multiple opportunities to win. He stares his receivers down, and you can see that in live. And I don't know what they can see on TV, but I know what we can see in person. He stared his receivers down. Nothing was predictable. Nothing was unpredictable. You can definitely see that everything was predictable. You know that he was going to keep feeding the ball to Bijan. You knew when he was going to give it to Tyler Algier. The play calling was horrible. I do agree. It was horrible on both sides, to be honest, but the defense held us in today. And we still couldn't capitalize on what the defense did. And I feel like that's where we failed at. And honestly, I'd like to see what Penix could do. I don't even care. Put him out there in the fire, because this right here was awful play. It was awful play.
Valid points made there by Sis Joy, man. Very, very predictable on all phases of the offense. But I like to also welcome in C-Mo, man, also known as Point Game on TikTok, man. Folks, let me put y'all on game. Even though his name is Point Game, you got to check this young man out and how he talks about the game, about the Falcons football. Overall, man, great insight as always, man. So we welcome you to the show, C-Mo. Thank you for your time. Thank you, man. What's going on?
Appreciate you, fellas. Appreciate y'all for having me on, man. Appreciate you for having me on.
No doubt.
Yes, sir.
Your best assessment of today's game.
I'm not a fella.
I said ladies and fellas. But I did not say it, so you check me.
Not you, your guest.
Not you.
Shut up, Chris. Always trying to decide what's
up, but man. Essentially, you wanted the fellas. He was talking so thorough, so my apologies.
For real. But Steve-O, man, what'd you make of today's game, man? Your disappointments in today's in this afternoon's ball game.
Man, I felt like the offense actually, not the offense, the defense, like she said, was like really stepped it up, man. Like I felt like I saw a lot more effort out of them. That was the biggest thing. I feel like I also like that I'm actually sitting here watching some of the replay now. I felt like Ebiketie, he actually did a lot better with working some of his moves, his pass rush moves. I felt like they did a lot more with. It was crazy. It was getting there with even just 4 at a time. So I felt like we did a little bit more mixing up our coverages with press, and I think that helped out the defense tremendously. But at the end of the day, Kirk, man, like that was. I don't want to say it was unexpected, because I do expect Kirk to throw that interception when you need him to. And at the end of the day, like that fourth down that last one is when he did it. Like, but he threw 4 of them today, right? It was 3, 4. It was 4,
you're
right?
You're right. You spot on.
He threw 4 of them today, and every time he threw it, it was like we had 2 of them. It was in our red zone, right?
Next.
Like I think we were inside the 10, and
I
those
will
are
say
games.
this. We are losing our fan base. There was a lot of seats available at this game. And I think it's gonna probably continue to be like that because we are so unserious and we look like we don't want to win. I mean, you have your set, passionate folk, and let me tell you something. I ain't gonna even give Kyle Pitts still need to get off my team. Yeah, he might have made like a block or 2, but he still need to go. He's not. He. I don't really think he wants to be here. He doesn't show any happiness. He doesn't hardly ever communicate with the fans. I don't think he's like he wants to be here, and I don't want his ass here. I'm just being honest. He can get the fuck on tomorrow. Like, cool. I told y'all, cool.
I'm fine with Kurt.
Preseason, and everybody was down my throat. Cool should have been gone preseason. That's part of our downfall, and I don't think he's gonna get better. I'm just being honest. It's time for those 2 guys to go, and Kirk too. So it looked like the people that name start with a K or that go by something with a K need to go. K.
That's crazy. The K crew need to go. Hey, hey, I will say something though. Like, okay, now to play devil's advocate a little bit. I'm not defending not Kirk Cousins. I'm gonna get to him in a minute. But I'm not defending Kyle Pitts. I'm not defending him because at the end of the day, you're a professional. You're supposed to run your routes, all that stuff like that. I ain't gonna lie. That one where they showed him and they got highlighted. Yes, he should have, at least try to sell it a little bit better, at least to try to draw the flag. He did not do that. But at the same time, there is no connection between Kurt and Kyle whatsoever. Kurt does not look at Kyle Pitts at all.
He doesn't trust him.
He doesn't look at him at all. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, I just got to be a realist about it because does he run lazy? Does he have lazy routes at times? Hell yeah. But I also kind of factor it into the point to where Buddy just feel like he's not going to get the ball. That's not an excuse. That's really some BS. But at the same time, it's just like if we're looking for underlying issues, there is no connection between our quarterback and our tight end.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think that is BS. I mean, like I ain't come out here to run a bunch of go routes all day. Like if he uses as a decoy when they could, and like she said, Kurt stares people down. Like there are times I see Pitts open. Get this man. I'm just saying, give him some real tight end routes. Throw him some dink and dunk stuff underneath it. And I don't feel like they're utilizing him quite the way they.
That's what I'm saying too, though. There's no connection in the offense, period. Especially though with the quarterback and the player, they don't have it there. They don't even try to. He be open a lot of times. I just gotta keep it real. I'm sorry.
So the scheme doesn't favor. The scheme doesn't favor him. I think Matt Ryan summed it up the best on how to you utilize Kyle Pitts, and he said it in that Tampa Bay game. You got to hit Kyle in stride. That's his strength. Kyle's not going to find soft zones and coverages or and defenses sit there and wait for you to find him. Now you got to give this brother you got to give the ball to this brother while he's in space and B on the go. That's how you effectively use him. Kind of how Travis Kelce is used. We see Sam Laporta, Mark Andrews used in that same capacity. But you're asking Kyle to do something that he's not used to doing. Hell, he didn't even do it in with the Gators. He was on the go type guy. You know what I'm saying? So
he was a factor.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah.
And here's my thing. They need it. I would put Pitts at the slot a lot more. I don't understand why they don't do that a lot more often. Yeah. There are times where they are actually asking Ray McLeod to come in and lead block and come in and almost kind of pass block or run block on the edge. And it works sometimes, but it doesn't work a lot of the time. And I don't get that. Like I'd rather have a big receiver in the slot getting in their way. Like it makes him a more effective blocker in your running game. And like you say, you can utilize him on a lot more more on the go and more in space. Yeah, and even aside from that, if Kirk already seems like he's deciding where he's going with the ball, even pre-snap. He's sometimes he's not seeing who's open.
Yeah, that's very valid.
My thing is too though. Didn't we see Arthur Smith have Kyle Pitts in the slot?
We did.
Didn't we see him on the outside as well? I mean, I'm just saying.
We saw him moving around.
Yeah, we saw him moving around.
That was happening. So I'm just
with Arthur Smith. I didn't understand why they gave so many targets to Jonnu Smith instead of Kyle Pitts. Like, because that's the thing. Like, I don't think he gets nearly enough targets.
Yeah,
that's what he is. But he's very effective and productive with his targets.
Yeah, that's true. But there's plenty of blame to go around the show. We can highlight all of Pitt's faults today, but also who gets fault is Zach Robinson in his game calling today. Smitty, if you're there, how much of this too falls on Zach Robinson and kind of his predictable play calls today. One that comes to mind is that little end around that they try to pull with Ray, and it was sniffed out completely. The Chargers were ready for it in the box, man. If Kirk, being a vested veteran that he is, should have some pull within that offense to audible out if he sees something that's not favorable. And really, a lot of the times that the Chargers were able to make impact plays defensively, it is because they were ready, and Kirk was just the yes man and said, okay, we're gonna do this. But Zach Robinson, how much of this also falls on his shoulders, going forward?
This whole thing falls on his shoulders. Let me tell you why. This falls on his shoulders because at this point, what Kirk Cousins' strengths and weaknesses are. It seems like he had learned nothing from those first couple of games. He figured it out for about 4 games when we were going on that win streak, but it seems like he's taking a step backwards. You looking at Kirk Cousins' arm, me and Chris discussed this during the game. His arm is slowly deteriorating. And I hate to use that word, but when you have a quarterback's arm that cannot get the ball downfield, that is a sign that this offense is not going to work up under him. So now, going to the Minnesota game, if he takes another step back, guess what? You don't have a choice but to make a change. Because if you want this offense to work and you have to have that strong arm, Michael Penix is your pick. And I get what people saying about, but what about the offensive line? If they're going to block his blind side, at this point, you can't worry about it because at the end of the day, he can move around in the pocket. He can extend plays. And these throws that Kirk Cousins is not making down the field, stretching the field, guess what? Michael Penix can make those throws. All you have to do is give him time. And he gets the ball out quick. So you got to think about it. If we lose to Minnesota, and I told y'all, and I hate to say that New Orleans game is coming back to bite us still. This team does not look enthusiastic at all. You can even look at Raheem Morris on the sideline.
Yeah,
his facial expression.
So you give him one more week.
I'll give him one more week.
Yeah,
and the only reason why I would give him one more week. That game, I know he's probably going to get up for. If he doesn't get up for that game, that lets you know his confidence is shot, and we honestly probably can't do nothing else with him, but let him be the backup for the rest of the year and probably the next 2-3 years, which is going to be an expensive ass backup.
I'm about to just say that's going to be a pretty expensive backup, Smitty. But and the thing about it is, like, it's on Zach Robinson because some of that play calling out, I was like, okay, I feel like we're getting a little cute, and we shouldn't be doing that. Just run the ball, just stay the things that's working. But ultimately, man, I got to put this mostly on Kurt, man, and his decision making sometimes, and also his arm strength. So like it was a couple of times to where the ball just it come out of his hand and then it just dies, just absolutely dies, y'all. And just like, okay, first drive, we shouldn't even have been kicking a field goal. That should have been a touchdown or at least first and goal. But it end up being a dirt ball, and what we had to do depend on Koo. Again, next thing you know. The second interception, so that shouldn't have happened at all. That was on Kurt. Then the pick six was completely on Kurt. Again, no velocity on the ball. That thing was just loafed over there. Next thing you know, to the house. And
I know Point Game could speak on this, man. And I don't know, and maybe you could further a little bit more on this, but anytime that Bijan gets the amount of carries and the yardage output that he has. Same for Tyler Algier. This Falcons team is very successful. So my thing about it is, why not utilize your 2 running backs, man? I keep going back to that freaking Carolina Panthers game because that was the most balanced of the offense that I've seen all year. Why aren't we using that moving forward? And I know you had put out a small snippet on a video, calling that. So if you want to speak a little bit more on that and the success that the Falcons have when you utilize the 2 backs, the same could have been done in this game versus the Chargers. We saw the success that the Ravens had, against them Monday night. It's a leaky defense. Why couldn't the Falcons get that going against the Chargers, in your opinion?
I feel like we actually did get our running game going. I'm actually trying to pull up the stats now. I remember at one point, because I was talking to a friend on the phone while I was watching the game, and they were asking me about what was going on. And I was like, man, it's surprising we actually had been running the ball more than we had actually been passing. It was just, I think it was just kind of in those key situations when it came down to it, when they couldn't be just completely predictable. They had to rely on Kirk to get a pass or 2 off. He just didn't make those plays. But I felt like they definitely utilized Bijan a lot out of the backfield this game. If I'm not mistaken, he was probably the second in receptions. He definitely was like second in yardage, if I'm not mistaken. But he had caught about as many passes as anybody else did. I think that this is like the first game that we probably might be looking at where we didn't win, where we actually ran the ball more than we threw. I'm trying to look up the stats literally right now to see if that was the case. But it just got to a point where we actually had to throw this game.
At one point, it was 36
Bijan
pass, 33 run, I think, at one point. So it was as balanced as it can get. But my whole thing about it is Tyler Algier has something to say. Was that?
I said those interceptions.
Yeah.
Like when you start when you start throwing interceptions and you can't sit on your lead, now you can't just sit on your running backs. Like that's when I think you get Tyler Algier a lot more of those carries. When now you're playing with a little bit more of your lead, you have to tell them, hey, go ahead and stop us now. And because I mean, most of the time I'm of the camp that I'm gonna give Bijan like 90% of the carries most of the time.
Yeah. I feel that, man, for sure.
As far as that, but if we're not playing with leads, it becomes harder to just let Algier poke and plot, just come in as a plotting runner. And I think that's what got us away from that. I think they really did want to run the ball a lot more this game, but those interceptions kill us. Those are drive stop, especially in the red zone. Like
and think about it, man. The pick 6 that he threw, if he didn't throw that pick 6, we still win this game. So
Kyle
basically,
open on the other side.
On the other side, we sat there. Me and Chris sat there and watched damn near the entire game, talking on the phone, and we were going over play by play what was going on. And we counted a number of times where Pitts was open. One of the throws that he made to Ray McLeod, what got knocked down. If he throws that ball a little bit more to the inside, that's a pick 6 for the other team. So he was just off this game, period, point blank. I don't know what was going on in his head, but he just didn't seem like Kirk Cousins today. He seemed like a rookie quarterback the way he was staring down receivers.
He seemed off last week. I mean, before the bye as well against the Broncos.
Yeah, but the last 3 games, honestly, Kurt has not been on it. It's 3 games now. He has not thrown a touchdown.
Yeah,
3 games. He's thrown 9 interceptions. He's been a turnover bandit for the Atlanta Falcons.
So we do have to give credit with. Oh, go ahead, Smith.
So maybe I'm starting to think, do Kirk Cousins trust Zach Robinson to put him in a better situation to try to play to his strengths? Because at this point, it just doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, I'm worried about Kurt's arm. I'm sorry, I'm worried about Kurt's arm velocity on his throws. That's what I'm worried about, because I'm just looking at what I've seen in this game, y'all. Like, it was a few times the ball just dying. And, and it could have been first downs. It could even the pass in the fourth quarter where Mooney had caught it, where we had to have it it was like a 3rd down or 4th down, and he caught it. Mooney still caught it low because the ball was dying again, even on a short throw. It's like, man, I'm worried about his arm. I don't believe it's going to be any changes though. I believe we are strapped in to this 180 mil quarterback right now. It's a tough loss, but I think honestly, guys, I mean, we've seen the patterns. I don't expect major change in quarterback unless Kurt gets actually hurt. Kurt says he's fine. He says there's nothing
And
wrong.
crazy thing is, Chris, much as we've talked
Slam.
about the last couple of weeks about Kirk Cousins getting traded, the way he's playing the last 3-4 games, there's no chance in that happening. I don't care what happens, because if he can't get no zip behind his throws, who's going to take on that quarterback, that contract? Nobody.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm starting to question if Kirk is even a fit for the scheme. And we talked about that before we went on, man, because for this scheme, you need arm strength. He don't have it. He's aging right before our eyes, man. We see Matt Stafford still having success, but Matt Stafford has a strong arm. Kirk didn't, he didn't exemplify that today, man. The balls that he threw towards the sticks had no zip on them, man. They was just floaters, man. And that defense, all those corners, they were just sitting on those routes waiting. It was too freaking predictable, man. Yeah, sitting at the sticks. That's all it is. But to what everybody's saying, yeah, I don't foresee something happening just thus far with the quarterback change. Those are some tough decisions, because you're talking about Kirk possibly being an expensive ass backup. Because if he decides not to waive his no trade clause, he can get Atlanta back in that sense, and that'll handicap our salary cap going forward.
And bro,
I thought Kirk didn't have a no trade clause. I looked this up earlier today.
Yes, somebody had mentioned that he did.
I was under the impression that with Atlanta he did not have a no trade clause.
Even better, even freaking better, man. Oh man, so it's loaded, man. It's loaded. Of course, obviously we didn't feel like this was going to be the outcome today, especially coming off the bye and stuff like that. But what we did see was a rejuvenated defensive line overall, or defense overall. 5 sacks today, fellas and ladies. First time that we've gotten. The last time, Joey, I see you smirking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, the last time we had something successful on defense, 3 sack wise, was against the Dallas Cowboys. Some weeks back, but this one, everybody was involved. 2 sacks by Arnold Ebiketie, who, as Simo was mentioning earlier, man, his hand usage was on point today. His bend, he looked good out there on the edge, man, and kudos to him. But the bigger question for me is, and I think ATL_JT just mentioned, is this Jerry Gray calling the defense? Because I feel like it is. I feel 100% that it is. This defense had more of his fingerprints on it than what Jimmy Lake has trotted out the past 12 weeks.
Like it
has been a vanilla-ass defense, and this didn't look vanilla in any way, shape, or form, man. This was more of an aggressive style defense. Really, the stunts, got to Justin Herbert. I mean, I know that we stole a little bit of the metric from what Baltimore did. That's how they were able to rattle Justin on Monday night. Falcons did the same thing. Right. 5 sacks were had. So, but what do you guys feel about ladies? What do you feel about the defense today and what they came out and did?
Oh man,
I think that's great.
Oh,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Simo. Go ahead, Simo.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think this is the formula that we need to be going with moving forward. Like I think this is exactly what we needed to have been doing, and I mean, I don't have a whole lot to say other than that. Essentially, like I think we need to be more of an attack defense and be bringing pressure from different places. I like to see a lot more zone blitzing. I think that we have guys that are really good in press as well. I think we have guys who can play in zone and in man or whatever. But I think we're at the point in the season that, like, if somebody could beat AJ Terrell over top, or they could beat him on the slant, they just could beat him. We just got to make the tackle if it comes to that. Yeah, I think this is where we need to be, because we don't have the type of guys that can 2-gap. We don't have a bunch of huge big body guys up front. Also, what I want to see I would like to see Eddie Goldman playing a lot more. I don't know if they tried to play him in more of their nickel packages, but I know they weren't doing that at first. I did see his name on the stat sheet. And I know we rarely get into our just base formation.
Yeah, right. He was on the passing downs too. He was lined up as that primary nose in that one.
Yep. Because I think a lot of it is the decision making on who's getting reps and when they're getting the reps. Also, additionally to that as well too. So, but that's where I like to see us being at with with it. I want to go back and look at the tape and see what some of the snap count is as well. But I want to see if there's any correlation with if they kept some of the other guys fresher or they gave other people more work on certain downs and all of that.
I tell you one thing that helped the Falcons, and I said it last week. You saw Damon Harris today. For some reason, when that guy gets on the field, you see a spark from this defense.
Yeah.
And to go back to that Jerry Gray reference, as to do you think that this was Jerry Gray? This was all Jerry Gray. If you go back to what he likes to run on defense, he loves to run those blitz through gaps A and B. That's just his style. And you notice Caden Ellis was the main one doing it. And when he was in New Orleans, that's what Caden Ellis excelled at, blitzing up the middle. So they used him to his strength. You even saw Kentavious Street shoot a stunt off the side, like Chris said during the game, to get a sack. So this was all Jerry Gray, because Jerry Gray knows how to utilize what he has. He knows everybody's strengths. So he used their strength to his best ability. And he probably saved Jimmy Lace's job, like they saying in the chat, because this is all Jerry Gray.
Hey, man. What's that?
And it was huge having Troy Anderson out there again, too.
The first question is for the whole panel, and then the second question is just for point games. The first question is, do y'all think that Terry is on the hot seat?
Of course.
Yeah, definitely.
I guess he's warm.
After a 6-3 start, and you lost 3 straight, and you going into Minnesota next week with possible spot on the line.
No trade deadline moves.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't think so.
It's a few things.
I don't think it would. I don't think it would be logically fair behind the scenes. I think a lot of people forget that. I don't think that Arthur Smith was a straight up Terry hire.
No,
I feel like that had a little bit more to do with Rich McKay, because they basically had hired him before they hired Terry, and I think that might have been probably part of him coming on was like, hey, you gotta be cool with us hiring Arthur Smith, though, and he was like, all right with that. So, and I think that some of the early draft picks, under the first 2 years of Arthur Smith, at least the first 2 years of Arthur Smith, I think that last year Terry had a lot more control and where he was making with moves, and I think that a lot of the moves that Terry been making have actually been pretty good. You can't control the, like, we went and got Judon. Okay, I can't be mad at Terry if Judon didn't pan out, because we tried to do what we tried to do. Like, we drafted oh my God, what's the kid's name? Trice. Braylon Trice.
Braylon Trice.
It's hurt. You can't. We now we're starting to play. Again, we drafted Dorless. Terry went and drafted players. You can't force the coaches to play these guys. So there's something to that as well too. Like, we went and got Zach Harris. We went and got guys in these trenches to shore it up. So I like a lot of the moves that Terry did. And I thought it was smart for Terry to go and get Kirk as well. You know, I think that Raheem might be more on eyes because he picked his coordinators.
Yeah, and two, you keep talking about next year's number one first round pick being an edge rusher. You got to factor in Trice going into next year. You got to factor in Trice. You got to factor in Ruke. You got to factor in Ebiketie still. So they still have edge rushers going into next year. So if the Falcons do get an edge rusher next year, I think it'll be again second round further.
Yeah, I definitely would like to. Yeah, I think we need to. I think we'll go defensive heavy in the first 2 rounds. I would like to see us even maybe trade up and get somebody if we can. If I don't know what the edge class is looking like.
James
right
Pierce
now.
is probably the hottest
solid.
one.
Yeah, it's gonna be solid next year.
It's gonna be interesting. You know, like at the end of the day, I mean, hot seat. It's a possibility. I still think it's a possibility at the end of the day because sign him then. Where's this extension?
If he is on the hot seat, man, I think this has more to do with Arthur Blank's patient wearing thin than anything else. If it is hot,
if anything,
or if it is warm,
if
it could be. Yeah, we all know this owner.
I know Raheem's not going anywhere though. I know that. I'll put everything on that.
No,
our organization is so unorganized, and that's what the sad part about it is. We have so many changes in so many years. We just look so unorganized. We can't get it right in our lives. But that brings me to my second question for Point Game, because I've asked this question to you all, so y'all know, y'all already have given me your answer. But to you, Point Game, do you think that with us not trading Matt and Julio as a package way back when has affected everything going forward with like all the way the draft was done all the way up until now? Like, is it a domino effect?
Yeah, I do. That's partly why I don't think Terry should be on the hot seat, because he stepped into cap hill the first couple years. You know what I'm saying? So I think we definitely held on to Matt and Julio a couple years too long. I don't think we should have extended Matt on that set on that. I think we extended him twice after the Super Bowl, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that last extension we definitely should. And Julio, we actually, I actually think that we got a second round pick for Julio, correct?
Third.
Correct.
Third.
No, was it a second or a third?
Second round pick.
Second round.
Second and fourth. Second and fourth.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I think they were conditional at first. It could have been a second if it would have became something else or whatever. But yeah, I think we should have definitely parted ways with those guys sooner, because we kicked the can down the road, and I think we're just now getting to a point where we actually can do something with our picks coming up here. And I think we're in a really good position having Penix. I mean, look at what that off. I mean, unless you don't think Penix is going to be good, that's a whole other can of worms. But I mean, having a mobile quarterback. Look, how many plays did you see this game that if Kirk could have just taken what the defense gave him and ran for, another 5 or 10 yards?
Mm-hmm. And it's crazy you said that, because it seems like he's been forcing a lot of passes the last 3 weeks that you wouldn't usually see him do. So if he's going to start doing that, that's just showing he's not confident in what's being called from the OC. And when that's a problem, that means there's going to be a disconnect, and that's where the turnovers come in, and that's where the uncertainty progressions. That's when you have a problem with progressions as well. So it's just oof.
We're just witnessing a watered down version of what this offense is supposed to look like under Kirk. With Penix is going to be heightened by 1,000, because the mobility is there, the arm strength is going to be there. Maybe it'll lack in the decision making, obviously, because he doesn't have the experience yet. But when it gets there, it'll get there, and it'll be special to see. But that's exactly what we're being shown. It's just a watered down version of what this offense is going to be like in the years to come, especially when Penix takes over, man. But man, it's crazy.
As far as like this defense and their performance, it was the first time all season we've kept the team under 200 yards, like total. It was 187 yards total, and then they did not score an offensive anything in the second half. Outside of that pick six, they don't score.
The Falcons ran 77 plays on offense.
I got a question for y'all. If you're on defense, can you legitimately be looking at Kirk mad today? You
Hell yeah. We showed up. We got 5 sacks, bro. I said, we gave you every opportunity.
We gave you everything, Kirk. We gave you 5 sacks, bro.
Low key, hell yeah. I'm side-eyeing his ass in the like, yo, man, you really put up this shit, bro?
But check this, fellas. Check this. We can't just bank on we're going to package this up and take it to Minnesota.
Right.
So we should have won this game, y'all. We did everything we needed to do. We held them to 3rd and 11 only 10 first downs, 46 plays total, 5 sacks, 3 punts, 7 penalties, 1 to time of possession.
Same as that thing that happened in that New Orleans game.
Except for
same thing happened in that New Orleans game.
4 turnovers. 4 turnovers, y'all. We keep the ball clean. We blow the doors off of the Chargers today. Because just how lights out the defense played.
Yep. Now here's what I'm wondering though, because they were down. Oh God, what's his name? J.K. Dobbins.
Yes.
They were down J.K. Dobbins out of the backfield. So
and you can tell.
56 rushing yards, y'all. A season low for the Falcons.
Right.
It would have been prime opportunity to make them one-dimensional. because
right. Well, they weren't able to use the backside of the backfield quite to the effect that they would have wanted to, and that's what Minnesota's definitely going to do that with us too. But that's why I feel like it's great for us to have Troy Anderson out there, as well too. So because he's a lot better now. When you got Troy Anderson out there, now you can utilize Kay Nellis for what he can do,
man. Yep.
That's
man.
Yeah, like Kay Nellis is not a good read and react, scrape over top linebacker. You got to sit him on run blitzes, pass blitzes, like make it hard to up the gut for quarterbacks. Like quarterbacks don't like that immediate pressure right in the A gaps and those B gaps. When they like to be able to step right up in the pocket. So it's gonna be interesting to see moving forward with that. But you're right, bro. We needed to. This was a game we could not afford to.
No, man.
Going
into this game, the Falcons had, I think, a 52% chance of making the playoffs. I mean, I don't know what the numbers are going to be like now. Definitely lower.
About 40% after this game.
Yep. And boy, it's crazy.
Yeah,
So they're on the wrong side of 50. Say that again.
What do good teams do?
Adapt.
Find ways to win.
Find ways to win.
Find ways to win.
And make a difference.
Competition you're supposed to beat. After the performance of this defense today, the defense deserved this win. Regardless, how they played today, they deserve this win for how they played today. Just like Falcon fans, of course, we deserve the wins. I'm saying
we missed out on a quick super chat, man. J Black 142, appreciate you, man. Defense showed up today. He says we should have won. Too many turnovers. That's just talking, man. Says rise up, Kurt.
Go ahead.
Poorly, but we did not run enough play action today to take the heat off Kirk. I thought we ran a fair amount of play action plays today. It's just Kirk just wasn't proficient in getting his progressions right. That's what it was, man. He rushed a lot of his passes today, man. And I don't know. He took one sack, but that pocket was pretty clean for him today, man. Getting Drew Dalman back was essential today.
No, you can't put this one on Cool, man. I hate to say it, Derek Britt. Can't put this one on Cool. Yeah, he missed the field goal, but Raheem.
I knew somebody was going. I was going to ask you guys that. I knew somebody was going to say, "Well, if he would have kicked that field goal early, if he would have won that field with the field goal early, right? I guess in their mind, we could have kicked the field goal at the end of the game, but Kirk would have still threw that interception, though, man."
Bro,
exactly.
You got to go for the point
right in stride. Darnell Mooney is high stepping in the end zone. What are you talking?
If we get one of those touchdowns, we win that game.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at. Yo, Justin Tucker, I think last week or the week after who missed his three. Justin Tucker missed like 2 or 3 in the same game, and I bet you. Baltimore ain't trying to. Yeah, come on, man.
Yep.
I'm like, and Justin Tucker is considered one of the greatest of all greats. He's definitely gonna be a first ballot. You know what I'm saying? When it's his time up. So it's just like, kicker's gonna miss, but I can't put it on Koo. I'm putting it on it's all on Kirk Cousins. It's all on Kirk Cousins. Interceptions, brother. And but honestly, and all of them are your fault.
I put it on Kirk, man. You got to.
Or anything.
4 turnovers, man. You can't do that, man. Like in the end zone, in the red zone. Come on, man.
I put it on Kirk too, but listen. I think the momentum changed drastically behind 3 missed field goals. Like it just shows that there's a problem here, and we're losing our fan base. I don't care what nobody's talking about. Everybody was all good, and everybody's like, okay, we're gonna give them a little chance. The bye come around, and then now it's like, what the fuck? Like the bye didn't mean anything. And Koo don't get no pass from me because I said it in preseason. He missed a lot in preseason, and also before the games, Koo misses a lot before the games. So I don't expect anything other than missing, and I'm just being honest here. We cannot rely on him, and Kirk has to throw touchdowns on every possession damn near because we can't rely on.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because by Koo not being reliable as he was, Now you got to look at the offensive coordinator getting the ball in the end zone instead. And that means you got to use Pitts, you got to use London a little bit more. Like I tell y'all all the time, those guys are 6'4" and taller. You got to throw the ball up, let them go get it, or you got to throw a back shoulder fade where nobody can get it but them. If you don't do that, then guess what? We're gonna be in this same predicament again. As I said during the game, I put the tweet out there. You got to think about putting Koo on IR to let him rehab, because if his hip is no good, what good is he doing? He already don't do the kickoff. That's Bradley Pinion's job. So all he's doing is kicking field goals, and he's not doing that correctly. But we got about 15 minutes left. We're gonna let y'all in, in the thing, and we're gonna let y'all vent a little bit. But y'all try to keep it to 2 minutes or less so everybody can come through and get a quick thoughts on it. So I'm gonna paste it in the chat. Y'all click the link. Come on in and talk to us right quick. But go ahead, Berto. My bad.
Oh no, man! Shit, I'm just as speechless as everybody else is, man. I can't believe we fucking lost this goddamn game, bro.
Had over 100 yards rushing.
Shit.
From Bijan Robinson.
This ain't no dog. He gives up easily, man. Miss Angela, thank you for your comments. Everybody sees it, man.
Hey, I mean, it's out there. At this point, it's really like it may be time to really just cut ties. Like, honestly, because you're gonna have a fan base that thinks Kyle Pitts is lazy. And I mean, they're not wrong.
Y'all hold up, because this one right here. Look at this one right here. The band's gonna look like y'all wallpapers.
Come on, man.
Hey, look, man. Listen, I appreciate y'all letting me on the chat, man.
What up, J Dot?
Hey, but look, we got to look at the bigger picture, man. For real. You know, to me, I've been eating alive since the game ended. You know what I'm saying? But we made the wrong decision, man, when it came to the coaches. You know what I'm saying? This
I said that, J Dot.
You know, it's been a thing from the beginning, man. Like going forward, let's say, we go forward with Michael Penix, right? With the same coaching staff. It's gonna be the same result, man. You know what I'm saying? Like we seriously gotta be honest about this team. This team we could blame all the players all we want to, but at the end of the day, it's on the coaches.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
explain that.
Go back to what I said.
We gonna do what we gotta do and change the culture, or we just gonna keep babying, players and coaches or whatever it is. You feel me? Is we trying to win or not?
Explain that a little bit, though. Real.
I explained it, Simo. I'd explain it, and I've
explain it. Why you don't think? Why you don't?
Okay, so we're blaming Kirk Cousins for it. We're blaming Kirk Cousins for 4 interceptions, right?
Right.
But at the same time, our GM and the coaches were the ones that put him in position to throw those 4 picks, right?
How so?
No, you got to be. You have to be able to pass the ball at some point.
Okay, yes, you do, right? But at the same time,
even though I said I only want to see him throw it 25 times, you got to be able to pass it at some point.
Yes, it's a passing lead. We get that. But at the same time, you did have a whole week, to reevaluate the situation, right? You know what you got. You know what you're putting out there. You know what what plays you got to call. Kirk Cousins' arm ain't the same no more. So why are you forcing throws?
Yeah, I said that earlier in the show.
Yeah, but that would cause you would cause a whole offensive adjustment, so far down the line, and is would it make sense to? I think you got to capitalize or even try to maximize what you can the rest of the way down. That would be a significant change in philosophy late down the line.
But that's you're saying that's a part of coaching, though.
No.
So just so we clear,
right though. It is
just so we clear. You're saying that they should have. Just so we clear, you saying that we should have benched Kirk during the bye and played Penix.
No. I'm not saying we should bench Kirk. I'm just saying as far as the game planning goes, you evaluate these players, man. And going into the week, you evaluate these players. Kirk Cousins' arm is not the same no more coming into this week. So you have a set game plan. You have to set that game plan. Hands down. There's no excuse.
Right.
Because these teams have this playbook on us that we've been running since week 1. You have to change that, man. You can't keep running the same thing over and over and over.
We came out running, though. That's what I'm saying. That's what I understand. It's like
but the Chargers defense couldn't stop that run. Let's just be honest.
Right. We did. They stopped us at certain points, and then we had to make some passes here and there.
Okay, because
but the fact that he threw the interception.
Because we would come out and throw 2 passes in a row to where we would be forced to run a certain type of play.
All right, that's true. But let me ask you this. What? No, I'm just going to ask J. Dot this. Okay, so what? Who is it on when the quarterback is staring down the receiver? When the defense can see him about the anticipating where he's about to throw.
Okay, I respect that question.
Most of those interceptions today were him staring down receivers.
Right.
I could have sworn that's on coaching though. That's on coaching, or is that on the quarterback?
That's on the player.
So this is where we go back to, the beginning, right? They did pick up Kirk Cousins. Like, let's not act like, they didn't pick up Kirk Cousins in the first time head coaches. You as an organization have to know, what you're picking up. You have to have that. You have to have that connection. And that's been the Falcons' problem. We don't have that connection with the defense today, where they're balling out, they're getting these sacks, right? We're never on the same page. That's where I'm basically, going to is like we're just never on the same page with anything.
It's just I feel it's just really hard to get away from the fact that Kirk messed up on the we asked this man to make some
but we can't sit here and blame Kirk Cousins, man. Like we gotta look at
on the field making the overall decisions, man. Yeah. What was he looking at? What was he looking at that in that red zone play? Why did he lob it like
Pitch was open, am I tripping or was Pitts open on that play?
Was open on that.
So and I'm telling you, Kirk was like, you didn't go through on your route on that slant before that, so I'm not gonna throw you the ball. And that's the only thing I could think of, because he's like, I'm gonna punish you by not going back to you. Because I'm like, this is where you go back to Pitts again. Man. Like, come on, man.
Kurt was bullshitting the whole game. He was over reading coverage like he was like a rookie, man. Like I say, he's just going back to things Ricky do. He was overthinking. He was staring down receivers. He was misreading progressions, and that's got to be.
And he wasn't even going through his full progressions.
Right. I thought it was just me.
But that also lets you know
he's been doing that for the last 3-4 games, not going through the full progression.
But that lets you know that they are not communicating in the film room, because if they're communicating in the film room, that's a mistake that they can fix easily. That if they're still doing that, how are they communicating in the film room? They still making the same mistake.
Kirk Cousins' last best game as a quarterback, I feel, was against the Cowboys. He was able to get through his third and fourth progressions in that game. We haven't seen anything like that since.
Right. Yeah, they came out this game and said we're gonna run the ball.
Is that on the player and his performance, or is that coaching?
Russell, what's up, man?
My take on it is I just feel like as Falcons fans, I genuinely think we got to look at the bigger picture, man. Like, we keep blaming these players, but we genuinely need to look at the upstairs, hands down.
Okay, I got you.
No,
Russell, talk to me right quick, man.
What's going on? I was just asking questions back.
Yeah, true.
What's going on, everybody? Happy holidays, y'all too. I just want to say a couple things. And to be honest with you, I see we keep saying that the coaching staff is this and it's that, and we're looking at the quarterback, and I look at overall in their organization. I go back to someone in that offense that when it comes down to the organization, it seems like the players, you don't see that it in them. When it comes down to the play callings, I mean, you look at when we sit here and say, do we want to see Penix play, or do we want to bench Kurt? It don't even matter at this point. When you look at teams like the Steelers, you look at Russell and Justin. You look at those players. You got to, some kind of way, we got to come up with ideas to put both of them on the field. So do something. At this point, every Sunday we seeing the same plays over and over again. It's to the point now. It seems like the whole fan base know what fourth and 1 for to be. Everybody know. We knew it. The Charles defense, it was it's so embarrassing now to see and watch this team, how they playing, how they doing. It don't make no sense when it comes down to that coaching staff. And when I look at it,
and that goes back to what I said. That goes back to what I said at the beginning of the year. why do you hire a young offensive coordinator with a lot of veterans, and why do you hire a young defensive coordinator with a lot of veterans? So that means with veteran head coaches, you bring in veteran offensive coordinators. This is not
somebody got echo.
Yeah, somebody got a radio. They got a radio or something on in the background or something monitor playing this.
Hey, Russell, if you
let me see it might be my TV. Let me see it might be my TV. Hold on.
Yeah. But like
Whatever
I was saying, man, that's why you don't hire. That's why you don't hire young offensive coordinators, young defensive coordinators, unless you get a young head coach. Raheem Morris is a veteran, so he should know better. That's why me and Chris talked about this nepotism thing about 2 weeks ago. That gets you in trouble every single time. I don't care what level of coaching you're on. So
let me ask you this, with what you're saying, Smitty. Let me ask you something to your point. From the way you said it, you need to hire somebody veteran for veteran stuff that we got going on. But considering that Kirk is not going to be our main person for like this whole franchise, does it make sense to hire the way we hired with using Penix?
That's a great question, but I still feel the same way, because it's just like if you got an experienced offensive coordinator that knows how to use a quarterback's strength. I mean, I don't care what level you're on. They're going to do their job. They're going to get the job done. But if you bring in a guy that's not used to calling plays and you put a veteran out there to help him come along and it's still not registering, that's still a coach. That's still with the coaching. So it's not registering with Kurt. It's not registering with Zach Robinson. And at the end of the day, they need to get back in the film room. And it's just that simple. If they don't get back in the film room and come up with another game plan, we're just going to be predictable going forward. And that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wait, hold on for a second. Somebody need to mute because it's bad audio.
Yeah. It's terrible, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I just don't see where, and I'm not in love with Zach Robinson's play calling a lot of the time either, but I don't see where he could have done anything a lot different this game. With his play calling, like it, I felt like he actually called a pretty good game. I mean, for the most part, it would have been. There's a couple of first. I forget your name, my man. The first guy that came on. You were saying you were saying how it was a couple plays where it's like 2 back-to-back passes. I think they got a little too cute at first, but then they got out of that, and then they went back to the run and shit. I mean, you just don't expect Kirk to do that. Like Kirk had he had a Desmond Ritter day, man.
Yeah, no, he definitely did. I mean, like to pivot off of what Smitty was saying, like you got to get in the film room, man. Like it's the quarterback too. Yeah, we could put the blame on the quarterback, but at the same time, my take on it is just, the coaches, you have to completely understand what you're working with coming into the week after, especially after a bye week, man. You can't come out like this, man. You just absolutely can't come out like this.
Facts. But J Dot and Russell, hold on, Chris. J Dot and Russell, I got to drop y'all, man. I got a lot of people in the back room. All right, man. Come back to next week.
Okay.
I got a question really, really quick. Do y'all think that Kirk Cousins not playing in preseason hurt us?
At this point, no. I don't think at this point, no, because you know exactly what you got at this point. They're what, 12 games in. Kurt's a veteran. He should have adjusted. And like I said, it's just something that he's not picking up from Robinson to take this offense to the next level. And to be honest, we saw it. His arm is probably one good Sunday away from being a chicken tender at a Zaxby's combo. So I just don't see it getting no better. So now he definitely has to
off this bye week at all.
He definitely has to go back to the film room, figure out what they can do better. And one thing that I know that they can do better, stop letting him drop all the way back. 3 to 5 step drop, get the ball out. That's the only thing that's going to save him. And 2, since he cannot throw the ball deep, Use the middle of the field with Pitts. Use the middle of the field with Charlie Warner. Use the middle of the field with Darnell Mooney. Anybody. Just use the middle of the field. That's going to help open up the run game as well.
Do y'all think our receivers had trouble getting off for press coverage? Like aside from London. See, I noticed somebody said that about us after the either after or during the Broncos game.
I don't see it.
You know how I know they don't? Because if you go, me and my dad was sitting there watching it, right? And my bad. How y'all doing, panel?
What it do?
Me and my dad was sitting there watching it, right? When he threw one of them passes to Kirk, the way the route was set up was like Kirk went this way, then Darnell Mooney went up and crossed over in too, right? Darnell Mooney was wide open. Wasn't nobody even covering him because they were trying to jump the route to Drake because I knew he was going to Drake. So he took his eyes off of Mooney for a split second. Mooney was already up the field. And I'm like, Kirk, what you doing? You didn't see that? It's like.
It was that double pump, King Richie. Just throw that month. He said, that's all it takes.
He was second guessing.
If he would have threw it,
but he was doing that the whole game. Other at one time, Ray McLeod was wide open on a bracket play, but you threw it to Bijan. And that was just insane. I didn't feel it was Kirk or was it the play calling or because now I do blame play calling for that jet sweep on that 3rd and 1 because nobody calls the jet sweep 3rd and 1.
But who the hell runs a jet sweep with a 6'5" wide receiver? Who does that?
Right. But see, Smitty, the reason why I say you don't run a jet sweep, it's not even about the receiver. To run a jet sweep, it got to put you 2 yards behind the 1 yard you need anyway.
Right. They already looking for you to run the ball up the middle. Yes, it is. So they gonna blitz. They blitzing that. So that's what they did. They basically
blitz.
They ran blitz your ass.
I'm glad y'all brought that up because
Kyle Pitts was supposed to ate that play because it was a zero blitz.
I'm glad you brought that up because if you're thinking about even running a jet sweep, it lets me know at certain points in this game, Kirk Cousins lost train of thought as to what was going on because Derwin James stayed in the box for most of this game. If he's in the box, he's letting you know they're going to play for run defense. What does that tell you as a veteran quarterback? Let me try to audible something to go over
my
their
tight
head, go
end
to the middle of the field.
A1 has said it in the chat. You throw 2 or 3 passes to Pitts, James coming out that box.
Yeah, he gonna back off. Yeah, I said that.
He ain't got no choice, but it's like Kyle Pitts. And honestly, at first I was like, it's just laziness. But today really showed me that they really just, for some odd reason, he would not throw. Pitts was open by 4-5 times today.
Right.
Literally.
Right.
I'm talking about wide open. Wasn't nobody even covering him because all they kept doing was jumping Drake London routes because he only went to 1 or 2 players today, which made me feel, I'm going to be honest, the way he called that game today, it made me feel like you got to parlay on Prize Picks too.
Dang.
It did.
I got more of a
no. The reason why I say that,
more of a question with the personnel
I can tell you exactly why I say that because when I seen that Philly game in my mind, I said, "Boy, we in trouble," because he shouldn't have seen Saquon Barkley go for 200 yards because I knew exactly what we were finna come out and do before we even got to Sunday. When I seen that game and he went for 200, oh Lord have mercy, they finna try to have Bijan go for 200. I knew it then. I said I hate he did that because I know how Arthur Smith had the same problem, and I thought Zach Robinson wouldn't have that problem when they get Bijan happy. They literally only see Bijan on that. Ain't no way Bijan should have had that many carries today.
I'm fine with Bijan having no touches, man.
No, the reason I say that is because they get Bijan happy and forget it. Oh, my bad.
Hold on, Rich. DA, man, what's up?
Fellas, what's going on?
Shoot, man, just trying to get that Falcons jacket off.
before he starts, I'm sorry, excuse me. I don't want to interrupt, but I just want to piggyback on what he said. That was my whole main point. Yeah, I'm glad that Bijan got the ball, but it's predictable that you're gonna give Bijan the ball, and to me, you have to make it creative. We just was not creative and have not been creative this whole season, and I don't understand. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Joy, yes, you do. We got a first-time play caller. We got to give him time.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on, though, guys?
I get you got to give him time, but today was awful. Like, you ran Bijan every damn play.
Yeah, and I'm being sarcastic because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it's the first year, second year. I don't care. At the end of the day, you got to make adjustments because that's what you get paid to do. Like you get paid to do this stuff. This ain't just like how we're podcasting, how some of us podcast for free. You feel me? Like you getting paid to do this, so you got to make the adjustments. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm in week 13. I have a crazy stat for y'all too, because y'all know I love them stats.
Go ahead. We're gonna let DA come through.
Yeah. Because I don't want to disrespect my boy DA. Got to hear my boy.
Hey, man, y'all good handling the business. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
But do you know in week 13 games since 2016, the Falcons are now 1-8 in week 13 games since 2016. Now, I know that has nothing to do with nothing, but it's just funny as hell. Like, of course, it would be us, right?
That just tells you the second half of the season is when we start going the wrong way. That's all it tells you. Yeah. But DA, go ahead, man.
Yeah, what's going on, y'all? Hey, man, first of all, I'm gonna start off as Young Way Cool's father. How he pissed off about this kid. Kuda Gucci there. I don't know what's going on with this Korean kid, man. Listen. Y'all know I'm a big Cool fan, man. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I kind of agree. I don't know if Auntie said this earlier, but let's be real now. And the guy talked about the last interception that he threw to Derwin James to end the game. If Cool had made that field goal in the beginning, in the first quarter, right, it would have been a 1-point game going into that drive. There would have been no need for Kirk Cousins to even throw a pass in that situation. So let's put that out there. I mean, it's getting to the point now where Young Way Cool is becoming an issue. And the Falcons were quick to move on from Matt Bryant, man, when that situation was going on. But, man, at the end of the day, the fact of the matter is we can sit up here and talk about Zach Robinson. We can talk about the play calling. Because at this point, when a quarterback turns the ball over 4 times, it's kind of obvious who the problem is. Like Chris talked about, and I was on Berto's live video during the game, there's no power behind his throws. And I also stated this on Berto's live. They have a thoroughbred in Michael Penix Jr., and they're keeping the thoroughbred in the barn when the thoroughbred is the horse that brings home the cheddar. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think that Penix gives us the best chance to win. Why? Because of escapability. Kirk Cousins cannot escape the pocket. We know Kirk is a pocket passer. Kirk is also a play-action quarterback. But the fact that Kirk cannot escape the pocket, and like I said, I still believe that injury is still in the back of his mind. I mean, these things are obvious. I mean, we can clearly see them. And like Smitty said, it's crazy, but he's going to be an expensive backup. But if the Atlanta Falcons have any plans on saving this season, Kirk Cousins is not the answer. Because look at the situation. Kirk Cousins has more turnovers at this point in the season than Desmond Ridder did at this point in the season last year. And we were under 500. True. He had Kirk Cousins a total of 17 turnovers on this season. And we talk about them being predictable. Hell, they're desperate at this point. You got a first-time play caller and Zach Robinson. And don't get me wrong, I will put my homeboys on anytime, no matter what. But Zach Robinson hired his homeboys, which was bad for business. I'm going to be honest with you. And the thing is, they're banking on this thing, bringing Kirk Cousins in, trying to create a Matthew Stafford leaving Detroit, coming to the Rams, win the Super Bowl. No. What was the point of you drafting Penix in the first round if you were sold on Cousins? But it's something that they already knew prior to drafting Penix, right? That, okay, this may be a problem. And I get it. You paid the man $180 million, 100 guaranteed. I understand that. In the NFL, you want to get your money's worth. But at the same time, as they have to consider the fans at this point, this is the same story that goes on year after year after year. Hey, take y'all pencil and pen and paper out. Write Falcons, the word Falcons down on a straight line, and write these words. Fans always leave counting on next season. This is what the word Falcons means. It's starting to become obvious at this point. Because what we're looking for, what I was looking for, I'm going to be quick. I know other people waiting. What I was looking for today would have shown me, okay, this team has taken a step over where they were last year. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't think they're going to beat Washington. I don't think they're going to beat Minnesota. They may beat Vegas and they may beat Carolina. But I don't think they beat any of the other three remaining teams. I think this team will finish maybe 8 and 9. That's just my opinion. Unless they let the thoroughbred out of the barn, because with this offense and with the style of play calling, right? And like I said, I think that if Michael Penix Jr. was in there to instill the read option, then maybe those sweeps would be more efficient. But the fact of the matter is, when with those, and then another thing with the jet sweep, the Chargers did overload that right side, which I don't understand why they didn't audible or change it up. And also, you got the 250-pound Tyler Algier in the I formation with 1 yard. Give him the damn football. Give him the ball, man. So, with that being said,
he's a bad short yardage back.
I mean, he's a bad short yardage.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I didn't say that. I gotta stop this notion. He is not a good short yardage back.
Bad short yardage back or not, I'm giving the ball to 250 pounds because I done got my ass kicked on sweet plays all year long.
Hey, no, I'm giving the Bijan 220 damn near shit. He 215.
Hey, man, Bijan
the problem is they don't play Algier enough. So he's not one of them running backs.
Algier shouldn't get more than 10 carries a game. And that's what he got.
No, Algier need more than 10 carries because he's
no, he don't.
Hold on. The reason why I say that is because you don't understand the type of back you got. He got
I understand who he is. I see it.
Man, once Algier gets started,
he only got 8 carries for 16 yards today. He averaged 2 yards per carry.
All right, man. Come on,
come on.
Go ahead, right quick,
One last thing. Listen, Kyle Pitts was open a couple times today, but when we sit up here, let's just talk about this for a second. How consistent has Pitts been enough? Now, there's no excuse for missing a guy that's wide open. On the touchdown pass, of course, it was underthrown. Like I said, like Chris said, Cuz ain't putting his hip behind his throws. But are we honestly gonna sit up here and praise Kyle Pitts? Because what I see on a consistent basis prior to today, this guy can't get separation. You look at all the other tight ends in the National Football League. They're an extension of the offense. Kyle Pitts should be the best player on the field and third and short, even third and long. But Kyle Pitts can't wall off these small-ass defensive backs. We know they super athletes, don't get me wrong. He cannot create windows to give Kirk Cousins or any quarterback a legit outlet, and I wouldn't trust his ass either. That's just me.
Then so how did Matt Ryan do it?
Hey, I don't know. Yeah, we didn't see Pitts get wide open on some bombs. I don't know. You don't catch 40-50-yard catches not getting separation.
I tried to tell y'all before, and I'm going to tell y'all again, it ain't no connection with our quarterback and tight end. Dang, that shit
ain't.
Hey,
I don't think this offense is the same.
Let me say this before you get off of here, man. I'm gonna tell you this one more time, man. Get your ass on YouTube and do your thing. Cause you bring
I just been bullshitting, man.
At least you accountable.
Oh, you were preaching there then, cause I'm all the way on your boat. You were preaching.
I appreciate
your thing, man.
That's why we always encourage them.
Hey, so y'all in the chat.
Be playing, man.
Chat. When DA get that YouTube going, man, I'm gonna promote the hell out of him. We gonna help him get to 1,000 in no time.
Oh no, we gonna make sure DA get right now.
I'm gonna do a little post game show tonight, man. It's gonna be on YouTube. This DA Boom, follow me on YouTube, man. Like I said, I learned from Smitty and Chris and Berto, man. So y'all get a praise to them guys, man.
Hey, make sure you put your link in my comment section. Man. Make sure you put your.
I would be able to do it, but I'm driving, so I can't go and do it. But
we already know you'd have been already done took care.
But King Richard, man, before we get out of here, man, I got T Will in the back. He gonna come in and talk for a couple minutes. But you got any last thought before we get out of here?
My last thought is From this point on in my mind, everything falls on Raheem. And I've been hesitant to say it because I sort of like what you put together, but I sort of hate the way you did it. If you sort of get what I'm like, if you're going to have a young offensive-minded coach, you need to have a vet defensive coach. If you're going to have a vet offensive coach, you need to have a rookie defensive coach. It's like you had Steve Wilkes around the building. He'd have been my first choice. I'm sorry. Jimmy
King Rich, you better stay out of our group chat.
You know,
hey, boy, look, you preaching because I said it. I said if you're gonna bring in somebody this young that's never coached before, make them out of position coach before you make them out of a coordinator. That's just common sense. Some things are just common sense. So
Brian
still out there. It's not the play calling that's killing Smitty. I swear for God, it's not the play calling killing Zach Robinson.
It's the execution.
Move the ball. It's the situational. Third and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 3, 3rd and 3.
That's what I've been saying to Smitty myself. I'm like, bro, situational.
And it seems like not only is Kirk panicking, it seems like the offensive coordinator calling the play is panicking. That's what it looks like to me.
Yep.
That's why I said it's not my last thought, Smitty. That's why I said, Tyler, you don't know what personnel you got, because one thing we learned from Tyler Algier on his first year, you got to let him run, because he's not a Bijan Robinson where he just sprint off the rip. You got to get him going because he's a downhill running back. 8 carries not gonna cut it for a running back like that. You got to let him keep pounding. Once you see that defense take that first, now we over the top on you. Period.
Well, that's the problem, is that they know what you doing with Tyler Algier. He ain't dynamic enough.
Arthur
you
Smith
know
never
they coming. They gonna load the box.
One thing, who cares? Because you're gonna get tired of hitting that 250 pounds.
Man, you gonna run out of downs. You keep giving a nigga the ball and he ain't being productive with them touches. He is not the only bowling ball running back in the league. That you know what I'm saying? Like,
but
other running backs
in the middle of a game, bro, you see what I'm saying is it's chess, not checkers. You pound him, then you throw Bijan in there because they tired. If the defense not tired, it's not gonna be successful.
They tired of running. They gonna be tired. They tired of Bijan. They tired of tackling and chasing Bijan. If you want to get Algier in the game, get your lead, play with your lead, and then let him finish off the game.
You don't need to leave with Algier.
You do need a lead.
Already, man. Algier don't.
I'm just saying, he a good backup running back. He's a solid backup running back.
Himself.
Man, nobody saying take Saquon off the. If you had Saquon
yards before we
you had Saquon here,
you don't get
you had Saquon here, you wouldn't be talking about
yards before we had Bijan. The man had 1,000 yards.
He had 1,000 yards with a rushing quarterback. They was running.
He had a fullback.
We had a rushing quarterback. He had very yards. He's out here running. He's out here running triple option. Keep it funky with you. We look at it. Look at Saquon and look at King Henry. They both have the career years. They play with quarterback.
I'm gonna keep saying it, bro. They took away the fullback. What you want me to say?
That's a good point, man. When they took away Keith Smith, that took away a lot. And you know who's taking over that spot? Charlie Warner is taking over that spot, but Charlie Warner is a tight end. He's helped blocking on the outside.
That's a living testament to how good Bijan is. I'm sorry, you losing me every time.
Every play, bro. He don't.
How many runs you want Tyler Algier to get every game?
I want them to split it up and run balance. Like
I disagree. I just totally disagree. I'll die on that hill. I would die on that hill 10 times a week, bro.
Out the backfield without
it be nobody saying, "Oh, let me take Derrick Henry off the field and put his backup in there." Nobody said take Saquon off.
Because one thing about Todd Monken is creative with Derrick Henry. It's a big difference.
He ain't gonna be more creative with. You can't be more creative with Tyler Algier than Bijan.
You can put them on the field at the same time, bro.
And do what? Tyler Algier ain't a good blocker. Tyler
Bro,
Algier
you
is not a good run
running
blocker.
you running,
If you
bro,
got
not
two running
coaching
backs,
wise.
listen. Hold on. Let's
I'm
break
running
down the
split
fundamentals.
backs
Point
on
down.
you.
I'm
Hold
gonna tell
on.
you, I disagree with what you talking about Tyler Algier. I'm just gonna say
Hold
that.
on. I know you do.
I
I know
think it
you do.
should be a
I know you do.
15.
Hold on. Let me finish. I just want to say, you said put both of them on the field at the same time. If you
Yeah.
have two running backs on the field at the same time and you're running the ball, one of them has to be a good lead blocker or has to be a good run blocker. And Tyler Algier is not that. He's not a fullback. So putting them both on the
Neither
field at
one
the
of
same
them
time,
are.
it only goes so far. I'm not saying you can't do it. But it's not like you can't run
Bro,
half
I
of the
watched
game with
teams
both of them on
do
the
it.
field.
We used to
Okay.
do it. Bro, we
Who
used to
used to
do it
do
with
what?
Kevin Coleman and Devontae Freeman with Kyle
That
Shanahan.
wasn't that was a thing we did as a mix-up, but they usually were passing
That's
with it. They weren't
that's all you got to do
running.
is
They
mix it
wasn't
up,
running one
bro.
of them
That's
as
all I'm saying.
a lead blocker. They did. It's something that you do sometimes. It's not something that you do regularly though. Because
That's what
again,
I'm
like
saying. What you're doing
We got
regularly is
to hold
let
on,
me
King Richard. We
gonna
got
drop down. But what
hold
you're
on,
doing
Richard.
regularly is like the
Hold
first
on, Richard.
15
and
the
we
first
Hold
seen
15
on, Richard.
Tyler be a
plays
bad
don't work,
blocker.
and you
That's all I'm
down.
saying. If they did it, he don't block.
Hold on, fellas. Go to your corners.
Shaka Zulu, man, thank you for the super chat, man. I really appreciate it. He said we should be using Tyler and Bijan the same way Detroit used their running backs. And he's talking about Jamar Gibbs and Devin Montgomery. So, and I agree with that a whole 100%.
I agree. Hell yeah.
And I'm sorry, guys. I
That's
can't
not
just
what we do.
unsee. I'm sorry. I can't unsee what we did in that Carolina game in the run game too. Well, with 18 carries for Tyler, 15 for Bijan, both of them pretty much had over 100 yards. I'm just saying, like, I can't unsee that though, because I saw it. So it's just like at the end of the day, like I can't like knock what King is saying about Tyler Algier when
He
I've been
was more
seeing
productive with those carries though, wasn't he?
he was more productive with the carries. I mean, yeah, but you got to give him carries to get him going. At the end of the day,
If you keep getting carries, if you productive with those carries, that's just how it works.
That's true. T. Will, what's up, man?
If Bijan keep getting stuff,
Hello,
they start giving
everyone.
you a wide
Hello. I'm
Hey,
so
Smitty,
not
let me
trying
go
to
and
interrupt.
drop down.
Hey,
All right, King, holler at me, man.
I'm not trying to interrupt anybody, but
Okay.
I gotta go in a minute, and I'd love to stay for the debate. But
T. Will, what you mean, man? What you mean go?
hey,
You just
man,
got here.
look it. Quite candidly, you can talk all you want to about Bijan. You can talk all you want to about Tyler. Unfortunately, this game is on Kirk, and really what nobody's talking about is I think Kirk is legitimately hurt. If you look at the velocity on those passes,
yeah, I see it there too.
That looks like the week before Matt Ryan retired. Even last week, those throws were not that flat. They were not that devoid of velocity. And he was the catch. Somebody references the catch that Mooney made was low because Kirk couldn't get it there. Kirk's hurt. Now, they may not put it out there. They may not want to admit it because let's think about that. Are you really going to play Penix when you start McGarry against Bosa? Are you really going to start Penix when his blindside blocker McGarry is taking on Joey Bosa? No, you're not.
Nope.
So I think, and that's probably why Raheem went on to say, I'm not going to bench him because he knows he's hurt. Okay. I think Kirk is legitimately hurt. I think it starts and ends there. The defense played great. They were phenomenal. You can argue over plays. Yeah, probably should have made a one here, one there. I mean, the jet sweep hurt us. But at the end of the day, we're there, and Kirk can't make dumb decisions. You cannot throw if you're on the 20-yard line, you cannot just chuck that ball up there. You cannot. You can't. Chris, you got something?
I gotta ask a question.
Yeah.
All right. So if Kurt is hurt, right?
Yep.
So you trying to tell me we still liars, then, right? You mean tell me that we're just a lying ass franchise?
I am telling you that. And here's why I'm telling you that.
So we the same franchise that tampered, and we're the same franchise that's lying about what's going on. Same franchise that lied about Bijan Robinson and the headache last year. So we just walk around there lying to people.
Hurt and injured are two different things.
I think when it suits us, there's no way you could start, or at least if it's me, here's what I'm thinking. Let's put yourselves in Raheem's shoes. Are you really going to start Michael Penix against Joey Bosa going up against Caleb McGarry? That and if you are, fine, but you gotta look at it. You there had to be some.
I was going to say yes, and I'm gonna tell you why. T. Will.
Okay.
Want to know
He had
why?
to play against him anyway.
At the end of the day, he gonna have to see him eventually anyway. What's the difference from Joey Bosa to his brother? What's the difference to
Nick Bosa.
We're gonna see next week? Jonathan Grenard's. What's the difference? That's what I'm trying to figure out. A pass rusher is a pass rusher.
What I'm saying is, if you look at Kirk Cousins' throws, they have not been this bad all year. They have not. Go back. I would invite any of you to go back.
He was bad last week. He was bad against the Broncos.
Respectfully,
I don't know.
Respectfully,
I did a breakdown. I did a breakdown on
I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the decisions. I'm talking about the lack of velocity. No, he was not. Go back and look at that interception. Go back and
he's been inaccurate highly a lot of times this year too.
Okay, so there's a difference, right? And I hear you. I'm not saying he was great. He's been hurt since before the Saints game, because remember, he was on the list. It was a debate as to whether he would start against the Saints, and they started him. I think he got hurt last week. I think he did, and they're not talking about it because they didn't want to start Penix. The other thing about Penix is once you go there, once you let that thing out of the bottle, you're not going to be able to put it back in. And I think there's a hesitancy. Again, look it. I'm not saying it was the right decision. In no way am I saying that. I'm saying there is more to this than what you get. It's not just Kirk having the worst game of his career. Kirk is hurt. And they know this is the ATL.
And they asked about that too.
We are just getting out of the Michael Vick / Matt Ryan comparison for years. This is Michael Vick, Matt Ryan 2. And once you put Penix in there, you cannot unring that bell. So those are just my
in all fairness, I said that before the season. When we drafted Michael Penix, you now have Kirk Cousins and what's my man name? I'm sorry. Oh Lord, Robert Griffin III type situation. Because now you have another first round pick that Kirk Cousins have to worry about. You know, but
you got to think about it too, man. I agree with what T. Will saying, because 9 interceptions, no touchdown in the last 3 games, and he probably averaging only like 215 yards a game. Something definitely not right. Something definitely not right.
But my thing is,
let me ask this: when y'all saying he hurt, are you speaking of his legs?
No, we're talking about his elbow and his shoulder. So before the Saints game, he was on the what is it? Not inactive. What is it? The questionable list.
He's on the injury list.
And his
injury report.
Yeah. Right, with his elbow and his shoulder. And I think in this Denver game, he got hurt, because even if you go back and look at those passes on the highlights from the Denver game, they had zip on them. Now, he did throw interceptions, but there's a difference between staring someone down and what he did today. That ball he threw to that defensive back for that pick six was a duck. And it wasn't impacted by anybody. He didn't get hit. He could not physically get it there because he's hurt. And somebody mentioned this. When you're running this offense, it's predicated on you being able to throw outs. If you can't throw an out, you limit what we can do. So that's up.
And honestly, you don't want that PR nightmare. You don't want that PR nightmare, because if he's hurt and you pay him all that money, you're gonna get scrutinized for the next 2 to 3 years.
I mean, look, injuries happen. Go ahead,
that's my point. That's my point. So why lie about it if it's an injury, if it's a significant injury?
Because, and I'm not saying they're right, Chris. I'm not saying they're right. I'm not saying they're
right. Yeah. I'm just asking questions back.
You lie, because once you open that Penix package, you can't unring that bell. If Penix
behind an injury, I can't reel it back.
I'm telling you, you can't.
That's crazy.
I'm not saying I agree. I'm not saying I agree with it, but that's where we are.
What's up? What's up, Sean?
What's going on, fellas?
Shoot, man.
What's
Trying to
up
be
with
like you, legendary.
I'm not
I ain't
a fella.
legendary.
Dude, you
I
sure
ain't
is.
legendary. Look, man. I get everything that y'all saying. If we gonna call a spade, let's call a spade, bro. We are who we are. I hear Kirk Cousins. I heard y'all saying Kirk Cousins hurt. I don't give a shit about that. We are who we are, fellas. We don't have a Super Bowl caliber roster. We don't have a Super Bowl caliber team. We don't have that. We are who we are. That's just being real. I don't mean to piss nobody off. It is what it is. Kyle Pitts didn't even get thrown at. That ship has been sailed. Been sailed. You telling me throughout the entire duration of the game, you telling me we outrushed them. Time possession was in our favor. The turnover battle was in our favor. And we still found a way to lose the game. This game is 1,000% on Kirk Cousins. Let's call it what it is.
The only
That's the
thing we
truth,
lost
bro.
is the turnover battle, bro. That's the only thing we lost today. The turnover battle.
Big
Four
facts, man.
turnovers. Four
Yeah,
turnovers from our quarterback at the end of the day. And that's what I'm saying. Because the defense, I'm sorry, and this is going to anybody that that's saying, okay, oh my God, okay. Guys, the defense played so well today that we could have won this game.
Right.
At the end of the day, because if your behind is hurt, you need to tell the truth so we can get a capable quarterback in there that can potentially give us a chance to win. I don't believe the man is hurt, but if the man is hurt, you got to sit down, bro. We not.
You said that,
don't
Chris.
be trying to kill
When
my
do you think he got hurt though? Like you think he got hurt during the bye week? Because we had a whole bye week.
Got hurt
I think he got hurt in the game against Denver.
A few weeks back.
I think he got hurt in the game against Denver.
I'm catering to that point to where if he is hurt, this game right here is a prime example on why you need to sit down.
I agree.
Because
Sit him down and play the rookie.
Defense played lights out today. I'm sorry. I got to give their credit. Lorenzo Carter, we jump on him. He caused the fumble. Arnold Abercrombie, we felt like he was dead in the water. But I'm just saying, the man got pressure, tackles, sacks.
Anyamata balled out. Yeah, everybody's balled. Yeah.
I'm saying, get on them when they don't do right. We gotta get on them. We gotta give them their props. The defense lights out today. We had no business losing this game today. It was on our quarterback, and it ain't right if he is hurt that he out there causing us games.
Yeah,
I agree.
I don't care how much we paid him.
Even if he was hurt, you can't make that throw. You can't make that throw like he did when you're down in the red zone. You just can't. You got to pull up, throw it away, kick the field goal. You know what I mean? Because
Bijan was right there in his face. Bijan was right there in his face on that little loft in the end zone. He was right in his face. Bijan could have tapped that man on the shoulder. He was so close.
All right, so I'm gonna say, I think that because I'm kind of with some of y'all about like when y'all say benching him. At the same token, I'm wondering what the locker room would feel about that. You know, would they lose the locker room if they went with that prematurely? That's kind of what I'm wondering.
I don't think so. After today, no, I don't think. I mean, look, this is his fault. All right, now some of you guys can feel like he's hurt. Some of you guys cannot. I feel like he's hurt. Either way, for me today, it's his decisions. You can't make certain throws. You cannot. That red zone play cost us the game. It really did, because it put us in a situation where we got the ball last. We had to score a touchdown. If all you got to get's a field goal right there, you're not as desperate. That's a totally different game. You can drive down, potentially kick a field goal and win. If you don't, it's not on you. It's on Coop. But you took that out of our hands when you threw that ridiculous pass. So for me,
and I've said many times this season, T. Will, some of these interceptions he's thrown and some of these fumbles, he just got to learn to take a sack. And that's probably about 6 of his interceptions.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to throwing the ball away? That's illegal now in the NFL.
No, it's not.
I guess so.
No,
I know they make a lot of rule changes. So I'm just saying. I just want to make sure I'm not tripping.
But Wolf, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How's everybody doing?
What's going on with you, man?
Wolf solidified. Wolf solidified out of YouTube jail. Back, beat the charges.
Hey, man, welcome back, family.
You know what I mean? But hey Smith, man, listen, man. My wife always lived in a better neighborhood than I did, right, Smith? She always lived in a better neighborhood. So when I bought the house where I bought at, I never knew you had to tip the mailman or the garbage people. You feel what I'm saying? I never knew that. You know what I mean? Where I come from, we don't tip the garbage people.
That's definitely a nice neighborhood.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna applaud the defense because they showed up today. I don't do that. You showed up once in 4 or 5 games. I'm not applauding you, bro. What am I applauding you for doing your job?
That's a good point.
Right? Okay.
That's a good.
Okay. And this is the problem. This is another problem. This is another problem with the society, with the culture today. We want to applaud for everything. Everything gets an applaud. No, Kirk Cousins never been an elite. He ain't never been in no elite conversations. I never heard nobody say that he's in a lane where the average quarterback has the ability to make a living in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Geno Smith, wait a minute, I'm sorry. Matt Flynn started that. Matt Flynn started the average quarterback getting money.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Matt Flynn started that.
Some people don't even know who Matt Flynn is right now. That's funny.
Okay. So nobody. Let me fast forward there.
I give you another one.
Yeah. We know who you're talking about.
Daniel Jones started that swag surfing.
Yeah, Sean Glennon is another one.
Derek Carr is on that same surfing ride.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Kirk Cousins, Ryan Tannehill. Yeah.
Brock Purdy.
But
Right.
let me say this, Wolf.
Yeah.
I never, and I advocated for him to come to Atlanta last year at the trade deadline. But I always knew Kirk Cousins was not an elite quarterback. But at the same breath, I feel like he can make enough plays to make this team a little bit more relevant on offense and to push this team to the next level. So
Smith, that's what you pay for.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Smith. That's what you pay for, because listen, Smith, there's 4 different types of teams in the NFL. I want everybody to pay attention. There's 4 different teams in the NFL. You got bad, average, good, great. We were bad. We paid for average. We paid for average. Smith, I lied to my subscribers. I lied to them. I take full accountability because I thought we were better than what we are. I lied to you guys out there. I believed. I fought on every panel. All 31.
In that case, I lied too then. But I don't see it as a lie. I just gave them what I thought at the moment. But
no, I did. But we paid from going to poor to average. I thought we would be a little bit more good on the good side, but I guess we're not. And it's okay. Here's what I don't like. Right? So how is Raheem Morris, and I'm not even defending him, but how is Raheem Morris supposed to fix every hole that we have in less than a year?
Not possible.
You can't do that with no team.
Right. So again, this is just my opinion. I think that going forward, I think that there's some people that's going to be back. There's some business decisions that need to be made, right? There's some business decisions that need to be made, and at the same time, we have to stop applauding people for doing their job. This is a job that these people are doing. Okay, I'm not applauding.
Paid handsomely.
Handsomely, right? I'm not. Now, if we do it,
5 sacks in one game is pretty dope, bro. I mean, I'm just saying.
Wait a minute. Hold on, bro. I got you. I know what you're saying, but hold on, bro. If you mathematically speaking, and we speak in math and accounting and liability, we've been bad for almost a decade. We've been bad for almost a decade. And one game on one Sunday doesn't erase the 7 years where we've been struggling just to get to the playoffs, bro.
Yeah.
One game does not do that for me. Now, I get it. If somebody else wants to do cartwheels and grab the pom-poms and go swag surfing and all that, I get it. But one game doesn't erase 7 years. That's almost a decade we've been bad.
That's true.
It's your boy Wolf solidified, man.
Fact for
Can I
facts,
say something
man.
right quick, fellas? Can I say something right quick?
Go ahead, family.
Speaking of what Wolf just spoke about, Smitty Tip. I've told y'all this since day one. It is the culture. It's to the point now we trying to gravitate to something to hang our hats on, and we haven't had that. This has been the Falcons culture, to Will said, for the past decade. We are who we are, fellas. Until we stop being delusional, this is the result that we're going to get. I'm just telling the truth. You see what I'm saying? We don't. Right. We don't have the impact guy. We have moments. That's the coach. That's the Falcons. Right. We have moments. Moments. It's nothing. What I've always talked about, consistency. We've never had that in the past 10 years, minimum.
But what do I always tell you? We always have that guy on offense. But when do we have that guy on defense that can be the game changer? Until we get that game changer on defense. This is why I always say, and I don't care who gets mad, this is why I always say I wouldn't mind trading 3 first-round picks for a Myles Garrett, 3 first-round picks for a Michael Parsons. I don't care because I know at some point that part of the team has to step up and has to be a part of this team changing direction. And I'm going to stick and hold to that until they go and get that guy on defense that can be the game changer that we need. Consistently, right?
Consistently.
Yeah.
They got to be willing to get it up.
I just want to get on. I want to just say that, but thank you for letting me on. But listen, guys, we can't. We are where we are right now. But again, I think that Raheem Morris, listen, I've been very critical. Didn't want him. I just would like to know his interview skills. I just want to know his interview skills so I can go get a better job. Because he wasn't qualified over Harbaugh, and he definitely wasn't qualified over Belichick. So I would just like to know if anybody out there has Raheem Morris's interview skill playbook.
Harbaugh didn't want to come here, and nobody hired Belichick. Nobody hired Belichick for what it's worth. Let's just be real about that too.
Well, I just want to know what he said in Colorado, in Yellowstone, cooking s'mores. I just want to know what he said to Arthur Blank. I just would like to know what he said, to be honest with you. I would like to know.
It was interesting to have Belichick on your yacht.
That's that buddy system, man.
Sure,
that nepotism.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
That's what it
and
is.
Has anybody seen Rich McKay?
I've seen him walking around at Atlanta United game.
Okay. Atlanta United. Got it. Okay. Sounds great. Smitty, once again, thank you for letting me up, man. Thank you for letting me up. You know me, I'm a super troll. Come over.
Hey, drop that channel before you get out of here, Wolf.
Hey, man, Wolf solidified, man. I'm back better than ever. I'm going to shoot content like I've never seen before, never did before. I'm going to make sure that I stay out of the trouble because YouTube had me in jail for a long time. But I'm back out, man. Everybody come over and give your boy a share. Like Smith, man. A1 forever. Everybody on the panel, man. Salute to you guys. Always respect everybody's opinion. I just tip the garbage man one time. I don't tip the garbage man every week.
Hey, Wolf, real quick. It wasn't those special shorts that you were doing lately, was it?
Sure.
Nah.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you.
I don't know. I found them funny.
Yeah, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the video that really did me in, and I think that I got scammed this year as just a fan. I got scammed by the Atlanta Falcons organization and what they did. But the last video that I did, I think that we have a super fan that obviously allegedly scammed people. And I spoke about that because I think we need to speak about all things Atlanta, not just what happens on the field, but what happens off the field. I think is really important for us to discuss. And I think that a lot of people miss those stories that happen off the field, right? Whether good or bad, right? Whether good or bad, right? We start missing those, and we start talking about defenses every week, and it's kind of boring when we know our defense is trash. I mean, we know our defense is trash. It's kind of, there's not a lot of ways we can speak, but if we could speak just clearly and we could speak as a community, I think that this community could grow. I mean, Smitty at 10K, 11K, that doesn't happen. You know, people in the chat, people that's on the panel, that doesn't happen, man. You know, so we need to start pushing our content creators, the small ones, the big ones. We need to start pushing stuff forward as a community and stop fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? Stop fighting each other. Atlanta, to me, has never been a black city. I never looked at it as a black city. I'm Latino. I'm proud to be Latino, and I'm proud to be an Atlanta Falcons fan wherever I am. I don't care if I'm in Puerto Rico, Russia, Ukraine. I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan to the day that I die, bro. But I'm from the East Coast, so I look at things differently, bro. I'm from the city. I look at things differently, bro. And I'm not going to celebrate one good game. I don't tip the garbage man every week. I tip him once a year. That's what I do over here. Remember to get your life up, man. Tell them to get their life up, man.
Not the likes up.
Not the likes up.
Good. That's real. So remember, man. Hey, man, Smith, I appreciate it. I know you got people in the back. I appreciate everybody. Hopefully I can speak to everybody here on the panel. All respect. And listen, if I don't talk to y'all, have great holidays. Y'all believe in Hanukkah, whatever y'all believe in, Hanukkah, Christmas, whatever. God bless everybody, man. It's your boy Wolf, man.
Appreciate you, Wolf.
Thank you, man.
For sure. Same you, Smith, man. I'm gonna go ahead and jump off the panel too, man. Give everybody a chance to react to what we saw today. So, man, I definitely appreciate. You know.
Hey, you know what to do before you get out of here, though. You know what to do.
Oh well, yeah. You know, for all my gamers out there, for all my gamers out there, man, that love the game up. I play Madden, I play NBA 2K, I play college football. You know, follow me on my channel. Let's Get It GA. We tipping on the 1,400 subscriber count. So, man, anybody that like the game, man, get at me. Like I said, Let's Get It GA, like y'all see on the screen. And y'all follow my boy. Y'all follow me, and I appreciate all the support. Smitty, Tip, love y'all, boy. Man, appreciate y'all, brother.
Hey, we're gonna talk tomorrow. Monday talk.
Smitty, I'm gonna go ahead and drop off.
I didn't see him come in. What's going on, brother?
Yeah, what's up, man, Mike? Hey, Smitty, I'm gonna go ahead and drop as well too. Hey, fellas, thanks for having me on. Respect.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm gonna get with you in a minute, T. Will, man. You know, Hawks on been doing some things too. You know.
Yeah, they have 3-game winning streak. 3-game winning streak. Hey, man, Mike, how you doing? Hey,
how you doing, bro?
Appreciate it. Thanks for
having me. All right, fellas, y'all take care, man.
All right, Sean. All right, T. Will.
All right.
All right.
This is a great question, man. Where do we go from here? That's a great question.
Sure, I think Mad Mike should answer that.
You can't. I came on here to be Mad Mike right now. Goddamn it, y'all got the right one, baby. Yeah. Hey, look, man. Look. Y'all know how I am with quarterbacks. I'm very anal when it comes to quarterbacks. I'm a complete asshole when if I don't like it, I don't like it. If I love you, I love you. It ain't no middle ground with me. That son of a bitch, I'm telling you, Smitty, excuse my motherfucking language, that son of a bitch threw 4 fucking interceptions. Are you fucking kidding me?
Hey, look, I'm starting to agree with what T. Will said, and I thought about it during the game. He did look like he was playing hurt. And we talked about that shoulder injury. When I put out that video 2 weeks ago about him being on the injury report, I knew something was wrong. But are they going to admit that? No, because they don't want that PR nightmare.
Look. I'm trying to be thoughtful, but I really don't have it in me right now. I don't want to be fucking tough. 4 interceptions and 4 interceptions. He did look like he was lollipopping some stuff in there, and I was wondering why he was doing that. The injury is amazing. Look, they did have that on there. He had a shoulder. They said he did have a shoulder issue. The thing is, man, it's like if this guy really is, if he is hurt, I'll give him a little bit of leniency right now. But as a coaching staff, that That's why I'm going. That's exactly where I'm going.
Go ahead.
If he is hurt, that just it's more incompetence. I look, I didn't like the hire from Raheem from the very beginning. I despised it. You know much. Everybody know how much I don't like Bill Belichick. Okay, but he's an asshole. We need an asshole. I'm tired of all these choir boys and trying to be best friends with their players. To hell with that.
Well, you know what that is. That blue collar Arthur Blank type thing.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. He's hiring the same guys over and over again. This man ain't nothing but a dark version of Dan Quinn. Okay, that's all he is. He's nothing more than that. I've tried to be nice. I tried to be cool. I'm gonna give him his credit. They got this defense right. They finally got the defense right. They got sacked. They got out the quarterback. He made the necessary changes, but they have not done anything offensively that I am happy with.
But let's be real about the defense, though.
That's the reason why Raheem actually got the job, though, because of the Dan Quinn.
Because he worked here before, and I still think Rich McKay is behind it.
It's a connection there, though. That's what I'm saying.
There's a connection, man. I can't deny it. I don't know how much Rich McKay is still involved. It could be one of those situations where behind the scenes he's still very much involved because they let it be known that I forget the guy, but he was more so the financial guy for the Falcons, and now they got him as the team president and allegedly
I think Greg Beadle, is it?
Yeah, George Beatles.
Yeah, he's the one. Yeah, he's the one that financial guy for the most part. But like I said, it's too many coincidences, man. They just saying this screaming 2016 over and over for me, and I don't like it. I did not like it. You had the opportunity to get one of the GOATs coaching, and like I said, it is what it is when it comes down to Bill Belichick. But look, I want an asshole, bro. Like I want an asshole.
But to add on to your point, the reason, and I told Chris this, the reason why I feel like Belichick would have been a better fit, and there's no knock on Raheem. I feel like Belichick would have coached as long as he could, but he would have had a successor in place as soon as he got done that would have done the same exact thing. Look at what Gerard Mayer, even though the Patriots don't have a winning record, you still see that Bill Belichick imprint on that team. So I feel like if Belichick was the coach here, you would get that same imprint long after he's gone, and that's exactly what you need.
Yeah. And honestly, I wanted Jim Harbaugh. I don't think Harbaugh is necessarily a choir boy. I feel like he's a winning coach. I feel like, he wins wherever he goes. I mean, the Chargers are 8-4 right now. Without their best running back, without, any receiving game outside of Lad McConkey, who the heck did they have? So it's just like, I wanted somebody who proven winner. If we're just talking about coaches, but at the end of the day, y'all, we are with Raheem. We are with Kirk Cousins. This is the boat that we're going to have to row in until the end of the season. At the end of the day.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, I think we got us a damn noon show tomorrow with that Mike and Penny topic.
Look,
man, it's up.
We forget. Like I said, man, look.
Hey, fellas, sorry I mean to interrupt, man. I gotta jet out, man. I appreciate y'all having me on here, though, man.
Yeah, we can jump on C-Mo, man. Thank you for coming through, my brother. Tell me everybody where to find you, man.
Yeah, man, you can catch me on Point Game Official on YouTube and Point Game Official on Instagram, and just Point Game Sports on TikTok.
Facts.
And man, Smitty, I'd like to get a rundown. If I can get everybody's info from you guys and everything, I definitely will follow everybody's stuff.
Facts.
I got you.
For sure, man. All right, appreciate it, man. Y'all be safe and enjoy the rest of y'all week, man. And I'll be tapping everything.
No doubt. We'll see you soon, my brother.
Yes, sir. Peace.
That was your boy C-Mo.
Yeah, Mike. We got us a discussion for tomorrow. We're gonna talk about this Penny thing a little bit more in depth. Cause and my boy,
I'm telling y'all,
my boy Tip, my boy Tip ain't got to work tomorrow, he can jump in too.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I don't
it's
mind,
gonna be a
man.
discussion. Because
I'm telling y'all,
I'm gonna piss some people off because I've gave Kurt all the benefit of the doubt, but now that done changed a little bit. Because Chris know I'm going with that, but trust me.
You ain't fed up, is you,
man, look, I told you where I was going earlier, but look, Mad Mike, man, you got anything else to say before we get out of here? Want something to add on before we get out of here?
Like I said, man, I appreciate it. Like I said, man, I'm all with Raheem. The thing is, man, I just don't. I'm sick of the egos. I'm sick of coaches with their egos. They would rather be buddy with their players instead of making the right decision for the team. And I thought it was so many instances where I saw that Raheem was just trying to be a good like a good fellow instead of a good coach. Especially one with Koo. Koo shouldn't have even been in that game. He obviously has a hip injury. I think we all can see that he's
George said it. George said before he got on the field today, you can see him limping on the field.
Yeah, and it's bad coaching. That's just bad coaching right there. These are the small things. I always say the small intricate details of football is what lose you. That's what you and I always do. Talk sports. We always say the small little intricate details, and that right there, like I said before, man. But
is it me or is it starting to look like Raheem Morris has that Arthur Smith type of look on his face on the sidelines? And as I told y'all last year, when you have a coach that had that I don't give a damn look on his face, your team is going to play like that. The team is a reflection of the coach.
He's trying to be the guy that got all things together. Look, it's okay to say, "Son of a bitch, get the fuck up off this field." It's okay to cuss your players out. It's okay to say, "Man, you fucking up." All right, it's okay to curse. It's okay to get crazy every once in a while. It's okay to lose your mind when your quarterback throw 4 interceptions and sit him down and say, "Hey, bro, chill the fuck out." It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. He's trying too hard to be cool, calm, and collected, and it's really unnerving me and it's disturbing me. So, like I said, I'll go in depth with this man tomorrow. But Tip, appreciate you, Smitty. I appreciate y'all keep doing your thing, man.
Hey,
But
tell everybody where to find you, my brother.
at My Sports, man, I'm all over the damn place. Just find me at Mad Mike Sports, man, Mad Mike Network. Those two, Atlanta Falcon Nation.
Just tell them to Google you.
Right. Man, we trying to wrestling thing. We trying to get the football. We got the basketball. We got a lot of stuff going on. So, like I said, man, I appreciate everybody for continuously supporting us over the years. Like I said, me and Smitty came in this thing together. And like I said, we right back together doing exactly what we need to be doing, and that's staying together as a crew, as for the logo. And like I said, it's for y'all, man. Like I said, I'm done, but yeah, the hell with cutting today.
Hey, it's frustrating. I know it. It's frustrating, man.
Hey, we done been there, but we've been fans for 35 years. But before we get out of there, man, Trucker Mike want to say something right quick. Trucker Mike, what's good, my brother?
Trucker, what's good, man?
What's going on with y'all tonight, man?
Man, it seems like it's gonna be a long night on that road, brother.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what it's gonna be. I feel like I'm getting the Crimson Tide treatment at my job right now. But seeing what I seen, I'm gonna give props to the defense. They literally showed they ass today. But the offense, I hate to say it, if anybody was watching Survivor Series last night, offense was looking like OG Bloodline the last 3 weeks, getting their ass handed to them, and still ain't figured out what the heck we gonna do. If something is working, don't go away from it.
I've been saying that in the last 6-7 weeks.
And the fact that Kurt looking like a deer in the headlight right now, I'm gonna need for him to stop swag surfing and get in there and do something, because he do look like he injured. He really do. So they got to go back to the drawing board and figure some stuff out. Because the question is, you had 13 days off. What the heck did you do in that time off?
What is the drawing board at this point?
That's a damn good question. Raheem or somebody got to give us the answer to that one.
What's the drawing board? I want to know, because if you got to go back to the drawing board, That means starting all the way back over when we had that 4-game win streak. That's about a month ago, a little bit over a month ago. So what we were doing on that 4-game win streak, that's what we need to get
the big
back.
question is going into that Vikings game. Is this going to be the same thing going into a homecoming game, or is you going to actually go out there and put on your best? Because you go back to Minnesota and you stink up the joint. Minnesota fans already sitting here saying, "Hey, we tried to warn y'all what we already know."
I was just about to say, man, Minnesota fans have been on my channel here and there, just on little things that I post about the Falcons, saying, "Yeah, but y'all gonna see about Kurt." Ever since week 1, ever since y'all gonna see. And I'm still praying for them to be wrong. And honestly,
I'm praying that I pray that it be wrong too. But right now, they looking right.
Man,
well, not only
it's like
Washington
it's like to the point like y'all sure y'all don't want that trade package back, and we can get our money back because as a taxpayer, I feel like my money just got wasted on for no reason.
Yeah, and see, that's one thing that we see, and another thing. People talk about that contract because he signed it. The only thing that worried me is the thing that's going on right now, and that's an injury. And like T. Will said, they're not going to come out and see it. Well, I even told Chris on the when the game was on live, I said, man, something ain't right about Kurt. And when T. Will said that, it just all came full circle. So now
the thing about it is that makes sense what T. Will was saying about him being hurt and they just not telling us.
I'm gonna tell folks straight up. Say what you want to say about him on that field, but that man know how to get his money off the dang on field.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. First thing I'm doing, I get, like this real stardom and all that stuff like that. First thing I'm doing is hiring Kirk Cousins' lawyer. That's the first thing I'm doing. I ain't lying.
Makes me wonder what's his retaining fee is. Because he getting some money off the top too.
Probably can't afford it.
At the end of the day, I want to get paid too. I want, I like nice things. Shit.
Probably can't afford it. But before we get out of here, man, Trucker Mike, tell us where to find you, man.
I'm at the old home, and then
y'all can find me at Facebook, Mike Bridges hyphen greatness, or you can find me at Instagram, mind _over _ matter 2.0 on Instagram.
And if y'all want to get into wrestling, Mike got y'all. Trust me, I know that.
Oh yeah, okay. I still got to critique that Survivor Series a little bit.
Okay then.
That's what I'm talking about, man. See, we do it all around here, man. That's why my channel is Smitty's Sports Machine and not Smitty's Falcons Talk, because I can talk about a little bit of everything. But look,
if anybody was watching it last night like me, what I want to know from the wise man, what was the favor?
What was the favor?
What was the favor that you gave him points? I want to know.
The rest of the talk, because I want to know what the favor is too.
What the favor is.
And the thing about it is Roman Reigns wanted to know before Survivor Series, so it's gonna be interesting moving forward.
Very interesting. I feel some backstabbing coming.
Oh yeah, it's coming, matter of time. But before we get out of here, man, Chris, tell everybody where to find you, man.
Hey man, first of all, man, thank you to everybody who tuned in, man. We actually did a 2-hour post game today. Y'all came in, shared your thoughts. We had some good takes. I'm not gonna call anybody takes bad because it's still their opinion. So at the end of the day, what I'm saying, I appreciate everybody's opinion coming through. A lot of great opinions today. A lot of great people coming in today. Honestly, Kirk Cousins, I don't know what to say outside of get your ish together, because at the end of the day, I really don't believe we're gonna move away from him without a significant injury being stated or just coming out. But A1 Forever Sports, man, that's the platform on YouTube. Please like, comment, and subscribe as we're trying to push over the 4,000 mark and beyond. And also TikTok, the real A1 Forever, Instagram, Twitter, A1 Forever. Again, like, comment, subscribe, help us get out there in the YouTube universe, and please make sure you always hit that like button for us and hit that notification bell so you can catch our videos when we put them out there, because they're gonna be out there even more for the rest of the year and beyond. Let's get it.
Facts. Y'all know where to find me, man. Smitty Sports Machine, YouTube. Find me on NFC South Roundtable on YouTube every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Catch the preview shows Wednesdays at 8 p.m. On Smitty Sports Machine on A1 Forever and on 95 North Falcons Talk Show. And together we are the 95 North crew. And Bro Talk, our boy Kev, you can catch him on TikTok. He does his thing on TikTok, Bro Talk. Also, every Sunday post game, you can catch us here. Come in and vent what you saw about the game, what you liked, what you didn't like. And we want to thank our homegirl Joy for stopping through earlier. She's starting back up on YouTube, so we're gonna get her going again. Thank everybody else that came through. Berto had a little technical difficulty because he had to cut out early, but we held together for another whole hour. But for everybody in the chat that came in and chatted with us, our boy Sean, DA, King Richie, I can go on and on. Simo, thank you for coming through, my brother. But again, we had fun, man, and we're gonna holler at y'all. I think we're gonna holler at y'all Wednesday night, but I'll holler at y'all Tuesday night on the NFC South Roundtable. So Falcon fans, come through, support your boy, and have my back when we talking getting them 8 fans, Bucks fans, and Panthers fans. Panthers up right now, so our boy Clay may be having the last laugh this week on the NFC South Roundtable. But for my boy Tip A1, my boy 95 North Berto, we're gonna holler at y'all later, man. Peace.